Okay, so we got them in, and first off, we cut off their big toes, and then we cut out their eyeballs. After that, we filled their eye sockets with salt, and then we stuffed their big toes back in there. Then we cut open their scrotums, and
Wait, so does that cover it? We'll be the best?
Not only the best, this will actually make us the only Linux gaming podcast, so we can call ourselves whatever we want. Coming up on this Linux Gamecast Weekly, we announce the winners of our Brütal giveaway. Dota 2 might be coming to Linux. Nvidia and AMD make with the updates, and American McGee gives Oz the Alice treatment. Then we throw the review chairs at the best game ever. All this, plus your hate mail. Let's go. Are you looking to promote your upcoming Kickstarter, Indiegogo, or Steam Greenlight project for as little as 35 wet stinky cashes? Send us a note at show@linuxgamecast.com for more information. And welcome back to another Linux Gamecast Weekly, the show that covers the latest Linux gaming news, reviews, how-to, and more importantly, whatever the hell else we come up with. This week, we got some frightening things about how not to be a teabag. That's going to be kind of interesting. A couple of Kickstarter projects. We got your hate mail, but that's going to be saved for last. And a bunch of new Unity bits coming out. But joining me every week is this man right here, my long-suffering spouse, Massus Fang.
why do you close your eyes when we make love?
Yeah, I think everyone just
Can't
looked at
imagine
you.
why.
Right.
But yeah, let's not get into that.
And all the way from Portugal, Master Mateus.
Hi.
How's it going? And together, basically, at the end of the day, we're three madmen with a box, a Linux box, because we do this all under Linux, and we're going to scream in your face organs about the news. But before we get started, we do like to catch up with each other with what's going on. Oh, wait, that's right. What's going on? Chat Realm.
Chat Realm's going on. Oh,
That's right. irc.freenode.net, LGC-weekly, is that correct?
Pound LGC dash.
Pound it. Oh, giggity.
Giggity.
You gotta
Come
pound
join our little cadre, our cabal, our little group of ingrates and
The trolliest of
misanthropes.
trolls, the worst of the worst, and they join us live every Saturday, 9 p.m. EDT, EST, in the winter time. What's that, 2 a.m. in Portugal?
Yeah, that's usually around 2 a.m. in Portugal, except for those off days that the daylight savings times don't match.
Fascinating.
Brilliant. So what have you been up to, P-Mac?
Well, still looking for a job, because apparently this country's economy is in the pooper and no one's hiring. So, yeah. Other than that, not much. Been playing some games, some Guns of Icarus, some other
Vicarious.
games. Yes, Guns of Icarus, like Vin says.
Damn right.
Which is an awesome game. Kudos to those guys. And that's been pretty much it.
How about you, Jordan? Come on, 1 week,
Oh,
just 1 week.
you-
Have something other
You
than
wouldn't
work.
believe the crazy adventure I had this week. It was just one thrilling escapade after another. But I'm too tired to go into any real detail about that.
Mhm.
What about you, Vin?
Hippies want me to go camping with them.
Hippies.
Hippies. So, I'm effectively trying to make sure that they have proper LTE or some type of cellular coverage, because I don't want to listen to them bitch about not being able to send their hipstergrams. Like, look, plant.
Plants.
Yeah.
And it's a sepia plant.
Brilliant filters on that. Looking forward to it. But, how about we whore ourselves out, sir?
Yeah, so let's rip our shirts off and take off our tearaway pants.
Giggity.
And head on over to linuxgamecast.com/podcast, where you can check out our lovely RSS feeds.
What is this train wreck? I've never heard of
This
it.
train wreck here has links for SD video, HD video, and SD audio, as well as some Amazon affiliate links to give us some of that microtransaction-y goodness.
J-Man, I
And
gotta
of
stop you for a
course-
second.
Oh yeah?
There's
What's
something that came up on the tubes.
on the tubes?
Yeah. They were saying, oh, no, we can't watch this without Flash. Brilliant. Here's the thing. If you are using, I don't know, a browser made in the last 4 fucking years, you can go to our website. When the show is posted, click that download link. If you're using Chrome or Firefox, it'll stream like magic. Sorry to interject. But about the Amazons...
Oh wow, you can watch our stuff in a browser with modern media plugins and browsers.
Brilliant.
That's
using
shocking.
Flash.
That's almost as shocking as our donation buttons.
No.
and our donation
Well, the
leaderboard.
Amazons. Did you cover that?
The what? Yeah, I
you
did.
covered it.
Gotcha. All right.
I did. Mr. Not paying attention.
Yep.
But yes, we have our wonderful little donation buttons. You got a one-time donation there. That'll get you your name on the donator board. And our eternal gratitude. If you give us $3.50 a month, you get your name on the donator board and a shameless plug.
I'm only giving out half eternities.
Half eternities. But if you donate $10 a month, you can get your name on the donator board, a shameless plug, and access to the show notes. And Mark, aka Napalm, gave us some money, so he gets to go up on the leaderboard.
I think we'll have some more about that later on.
Indeed. But your donations are appreciated, help keep the show running. This is all done out of pocket. So if you can't give us any money, scream in all general directions. Go up on the street and try and peddle us as religious hucksters try to sell their faith. Yes.
The LGC Church. It's a thing.
The Church of LGC and our God, Fenstone.
Make it happen, then we can get tax-exempt status.
Woohoo! And of course, we have our YouTube page, youtube.com/LinuxGamecast, where we have all our wonderful little video series.
Oh, look at
we
that
got a new
train wreck of
players
a
up
human
there this
being.
week for Oregon
Yeah,
Trail.
look at that.
We do the Night of the
orgasm
Roxbury
face.
thing. It's all pretty good. We got a Facebook page moderated by this guy.
This one right here. And
Yeah,
if you scroll
and that
down,
page right
if you
there.
scroll down, you'll see that post right there, which was made by my girlfriend. She's in the chat room right now, and it's us. It's the LGC crew,
Yes,
and it's awesome.
So you're saying they should like us on the Facebooks?
Oh, yeah. Totally.
All
Leave a like. If you're not on the Google Pluses or on Twitter or anyone else, anywhere else for that matter, we're on Facebook. Drop us a line there. I'll get right back to you.
And finally, we have our favorite subreddit who sort of adopted us as a bastard redheaded stepchild, even though it is the bastard redheaded stepchild of the Reddit community. Linux_gaming.
And as Liz pointed out actually a few days ago, it's our second favorite Kiwi.
Our second favorite Kiwi. Man.
Brains.
I gotta stop drinking turpentine before recording.
That'd take all the sport out of it, though. So
It
Why
would
you
wouldn't it?
do that?
But
Seriously.
yes, Linux_gaming. We got a lot of news from that particular subreddit. So post there, join in the conversation, and maybe something you post will end up on this little train wreck we call Linux Gamecast Weekly. But then we like to educate the chillins, our favorite little crackers.
favorite crackers. This one is a bit of a sticky one.
Oh yeah,
Sticky wicket.
a sticky bag, as it were.
Take it away, Pedro.
Yeah, so apparently this fine gentleman asks, is there a real Fraps/DX story-like program? If you're not familiar with those two do, it's
What's Fraps?
basically
I've never heard of it. What's Fraps?
Fraps? Isn't that what you
Frap.
go to get at Starbucks when it's a really hot day?
I
You're like,
thought
"Yeah,
no.
fraps."
Fraps is something you do in the privacy of your own home.
Oh, right, yeah.
No,
when
that's
you're
faps.
frapping.
That's faps. There's no R in that.
You know what, Pedro, I think you're wrong. I'm pretty sure that's when you frap.
No, I just love how he immediately corrected us.
It could be
Yeah.
flaps, but I could be wrong. I've been wrong
Low-hanging fruit.
But
Go ahead.
yeah. So what he's looking for is a way to record his games using a GUI. He wants to record a Let's Play, I'm assuming, judging by his posts. And he doesn't want to learn command line inputs. So he's looking for a GUI.
A GUI.
Well,
Yeah.
how this starts off, he starts off making a good case. He's like, okay, there's no fraps or anything like that for Linux. And honestly, yes, I agree with you. 200%. But then he kind of screeches down. And here's the thing, you have to... There'll be a cached copy in the show notes of this, because I hear it's been deceased.
Oh,
Yes.
no.
And he continues on saying, well, here's the thing. They say, well, learn to use some maybe basic CLI, since we've been doing game capture, Let's Plays before Let's Plays existed, and we were doing them under Linux. Check out our B-Reel section since 2010. But a little CLI code, he's like, no! And he's like, yeah! And he threw his little teddy bear. He's like, I'm not doing that. You need to make it, because this is the way I need to do it. Or else, get this, Jordan. You ready?
Oh, what's this? Sock it to me, baby.
All right, love. He is going to go back to Windows.
Oh, no! Won't someone please think of the children?
Think of the children, man!
Oh,
Come
how
on.
hard is it to prepend GLC to your freaking program before you run it? Hell, if you want to set up a little shortcut, you can use a la carte to add it to your GNOME or XFCE menu.
Yep. But, I think that, the CLI is too much for this average Arch user.
Wait, you said that the guy who posted this was, what was his name?
Mr. Krinken?
Mr. Krinken. He calls himself an Arch user, yet his little icon there says Ubuntu, so...
Yep.
Basically, the moral of the story, as a public service announcement, is don't be this D-bag.
If you're on Linux, expect to use some command line. That's just the long and short of it.
Right. Don't come in to the community and demand things. Say things like, well, how do I do this? If he had said, so how exactly do I do this with GLC? I would have said,
Or MPEG, or any of the other recording software.
Guess what? We have the technology. That's what you're watching on the
You don't even have to
And
look that hard. Just Google search Game Capture Linux.
Yeah.
You'll come to our site, linuxgamecast.com.
In his post, there's a reply by Rosts right there on that thread that I think it's awesome. Rosts quotes, so basically, can someone develop a tool like Fraps or DxStory for Linux and not give me the same program with a different name to it? And Rost says, who the fuck do you think you are? It's totally uncalled for, but I love it. It's genius.
The abuse there wasted needed.
Yeah, that reply.
Masters of intellect. Well, that's brilliant, and I love how he beat him down.
Cerebral titans.
He completely beat him down, but, we also beat things that are meat-based as well.
Yes, though they do tend to smell a little bit. Pedro, what do you think that smells like?
Before we get to that, didn't we run a way of give last week?
How dare we?
How dare we give away free stuff to our legions of adoring fan?
Now, you might remember last week we did another A Way of Give, number 3. It's a Brütal giveaway because it's Brütal legend. All you had to do is come up with who was the better frontman for Sabbath. Was it Dio or was it Ozzy? See,
no,
completely unbiased. but I've decided to step out of this conversation and leave it to J-Man and P-Man, who are in different camps, to figure out who is the best. And we have video responses, we have long, drawn-out responses, we have short responses.
We have essays written. This is great. We can make people do homework. Well, you know what? For the next contest, if they don't contribute, we'll give them detention.
Yes.
Yep.
Brilliant. So, this is a thing, and we need to give up those 2 wet, stinky keys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I guess I'll go first. After consulting Lord Xenu and going for several audits, I have decided that Yanath will win my key for Brütal Legend, because he had the longest argument for why Dio was the better frontman. And then he had Rainbow in the Dark at the end, and I rocked out to that, so there you go.
Motherfucking Dio, of course. Yeah, he goes with the Steven Tyler bit. All right. Boom. And he included a video.
Boom. So, P-Man, who
Yeah,
did you pick?
since, Jordan's the Dio guy, personally, I don't know, Ozzy's got that charisma, and it's Ozzy.
Sharon!
He bites the head off a bat.
What?
He
Don't
bites
you mean?
the heads off a bat.
Sharon!
But yeah, so my pick is Sore Loser.
Who didn't even contribute to the conversation.
Because Sore Loser managed to convince Colin Keenan that he was a convincing person. If that's not meta enough for you, it certainly is for me. So, Tom Duchesne, you get a key.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. So, we know who you are. We'll contact you sometime this week and give you that little key of yours.
With our magical ways.
But now to address that particularly hideous stench in the room, it's our Steam
Linux
Update
of
the
week. Half-Life 3 confirmed, gentlemen.
Zomb!
Done.
Portal 1 plus Half-Life 2 out of beta equals Half-Life 3 confirmed as a Linux exclusive. Zomb.
Subject. So what's this about, man? It's great. I'm glad it's a thing.
Yeah, so apparently the Portal public release is now officially on Linux. No more betas, no more issues with certain graphics cards causing a certain slowdown at specific points of the game. And I like their wording, I like their phrasing, and the changes in this update are added Linux, added support systems.
Well, that's always a good thing, but I probably played more Portal than the average Linux user because I've never ran it under Windows or Wine. And I've noticed in the last few iterations, it was completely fluid and playable on my 560 Ti's.
Oh, yeah.
Even on my
did a really good job.
top calculator.
And on
There's
my
no
Team
more
Fortress
slowdowns.
2 Hat Simulator, it doesn't have to load all that, so it's a bit snappy.
Yep.
Yeah.
But, I guess...
Well, since we're going out of beta, might as well kick we have to mention that.
I want to believe.
They've never captured a better portrait of Larrable. I didn't know he did portraits.
Yeah, it really is the spitting image of him. But Pedro, some other stuff came out of beta, didn't it?
Yep. Apparently, everything else came out of beta. At first, it was just a couple of updates for Counter-Strike Source and Day of Defeat Source and Half-Life 2 Deathmatch and all that. The relevant Linux fixes were triggers that were never registering, some clipboard issues with KDE and a couple of other desktop environments. Fixed the bug where the map list would be reversed. You can now use custom fonts in the HUDs without causing problems, and performance and stability have been improved. So after that was all done, they nuked the beta. Everything is final right now. You can grab the final versions for Linux, which are running awesome. I can attest to that.
No, I don't have Counter-Strike
Damn.
Source, but
Oh, I play a lot of Counter-Strike.
as
Source.
you've seen, we're retuning our live stream system into Linux, and I think Pedro was unfortunate enough to subscribe to us on Twitch,
Yep.
Oh yeah.
which is why I put up the, ignore, Dalek type of words, because I got tired of getting these emails of. See, here's the thing: once you start sending me like messages, and it's like, you need to pull the lever. Because I was at
Pull
one
that
particular
lever.
spot, and the whole point of the capture test was to move around and move back up and down. I intentionally went back up to that lever 5 or 6 times, looked around, ran back down. But I think we have that sorted. Half-Life 2 is running swimmingly. Any
Oh, yeah.
issues on your end? Have you fired it up lately?
No, I haven't, but the betas haven't really caused me any problems when I played them, so. I mean, final is good, but wasn't really having any problems to begin with.
No problems here either, and my calculator is very, very subpar. So from the moment that Portal starts going smoothly without hitching at specific points,
Sweet. I even think your calculator got some new drivers, but we'll talk about that a bit later, because right now, in the Steam news, J-Man.
Yeah, Source SDK brings Linux support. So now our favorite mod makers for our favorite source-based games can start porting their stuff over to Linux. What did they say in the release notes? The games now build and run clients on Windows, OS X, and Linux. Dedicated servers are supported on both Windows and Linux. Steam Pipe is supported by the game's sample mods. Existing mods can change their gameinfo.txts to use Steam Pipe. And finally, Oculus Rift has been
Well, I'm
added
going to
to
cut
the
you off,
SDK.
J-Man. Sleep Beef said what everyone is saying.
Oh, yes, Black Mesa. I was getting to that. I was getting to that.
Go ahead.
But of course, you impatient little bastards. But yes, this means that Black Mesa is very likely, or at least can be easily ported to Linux, so we can all dance and rejoice.
And they say they're looking
Like
at the
this.
Linux and Mac ports, so stay on the roast about that.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
So
someone,
then,
needs to
hang
get
on,
out there,
Yeah.
get a Daisy clone in Source.
As a who's a what?
Yeah. Someone needs to, grab the SDK by the balls and make a Daisy sort of game type in Source now that it's working, I want Daisy on Linux.
Right.
So then, how about those MOBAs?
Those MOBAs, man, something that is completely noped out of, but apparently Dota 2 confirmed. Well, no, not really. This isn't Phronix. This is our favorite subreddit, Linux_gaming. And it's
Lime green and in
ending,
charge.
our second favorite Kiwi. So, what's this all about? Well, these guys are saying, all right, it's a bit of a blog post, but it comes down to, we're looking at it. It's a possibility, but I'd like to think we'd actually be getting a release soon. However, this could simply be a hint at the Hero Legion, because, see, I don't know what this is.
But they did post that GIF image there, that GIF. It
GIF.
shows Tux going into the ring with the MSN butterfly. Yeah. So, yeah, as Laravel would say, Dota 2 confirmed.
Dota 2 confirmed.
But-
Well, you know what? A lot of people would switch over to Linux just because of Dota 2. That's really the only thing
Yep.
keeping them on Windows.
Here's the whole thing. I mean, it's Dota 2. I'm not a huge... I have no idea. I've never played it. But it seems like a huge thing, which is fantastic, but I think this falls under common sense. Of course it's going to come to Linux, right?
It's Source Engine, of course it is.
Right.
It's heavily
Yeah.
modified Source Engine, so...
And I'm kind of still waiting on Portal 2 and Counter-Strike Global Offensive, which I have yet to play because it's not on Linux.
That's the
We've
thing.
all stalled
All this
out.
will be in the show notes for that business, but let's put on our sexy pants.
And sexy bathrobes.
Really?
You're gonna go. You want really gonna go down that road? Okay.
Oh, we've already gone
Leisure
down this
Suit
route,
Larry
Pedro.
in the land of lounge lizards, reloaded, because everything needs to have reloaded appended to it nowadays. If you never played Leisure Suit Larry, it's a point-and-click adventure game, and if you scroll down on the store page, you see that it says Steam Play, and then only Windows and Mac. You'd assume it wasn't on Linux. You're wrong. It is.
Wrong!
I haven't had a chance to try it out yet, but it is on Linux. It is on my library, so eventually I'll get down to it.
All right.
The reason
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, it's just the only reason I really haven't gotten into it is I do love adventure games, and
This is kind of like some Double
Leisure
Fine type
Suit-
stuff
yeah,
from
it's
way back in the day.
If it wasn't for the promise of nipple slips every now and again, I don't think this game would even be a thing.
Yeah, well, way back in the day.
Oh, yeah,
like
boobs.
way back. Lon, I'm telling you to get off of it before I start this. Yes, this was the closest thing to pornography that you could get on a PC.
Custer's Revenge.
That was an Atari, not a PC.
That was Atari, yeah.
Yoink.
True that. True
I
that.
should probably do
Atari emulators.
So, here's the brilliant thing. I mean, it's coming back. They did the Kickstarter and all this, and I don't know how this is going to exist in the world of X-Hamster, YouPorn.
YouPorn, RedTube,
X-Video,
X videos, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to have
anti-TVs.
a really compelling story. Now, Double Fine pulled it off with a Neo Genesis type stuff coming back, and man, they hit us right in the face, Organ. It is brilliant. They're looking good, and they're going to keep on rocking with that. This I'm not so sure of.
Yeah, I mean, it's Leisure Suit Larry. It definitely
quid?
strikes that niche.
It has its fan base. There are people who are going to buy it just for the nostalgia value alone.
Yeah, and it is a niche. The whole Leisure Suit series has actually gathered sort of cult behind it, so
It is definitely
they're probably aiming for that.
a cult following, but I don't know if that cult following is going to be shelling out. that much money.
For Angry Birds with actual birds. As in,
$20 or 14 euros.
ooh boy.
Well, that's a thing, but there's really one thing that I know that you're not a victim of.
Oh, I got it. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Ah, ha, ha. So natural selection might be coming to Linux. And this is coming from gamingonlinux.com. And in a Facebook conversation with some of the developers, they're saying that the Natural Selection 2 guys are saying that it'll be running on OGL and Direct3D. So the question was posed, is this coming to Linux? And Natural Selection replies, check back in 2 weeks. Now, I love Natural Selection 1, the weird-ass hybrid FPS strategy game crap.
Tell
Rubs
me
the
about
right
it. I
way.
mean, normally I joke when I say this, but I've never heard of it.
Really? I really liked it. I was a fan of the original mod, and apparently the new one, Natural Selection 2, is pretty good, so I can't wait to try that
What's
out.
it about? I mean, it looks like aliens versus humans.
It's basically like an Aliens movie, except you have some people on the ground in like first-person view, and then you have one guy on each side, the top-down view, and they can order and coordinate things.
Yeah. It's like Jordan said, it's that hybrid between FPS and RTS. You get the guy doing the RTSing, and everyone else is just playing.
Yep. It's
Alien
an
versus
interesting
Predator
dynamic because
multiplayer.
it really effectively did merge. It merged effectively two different game types, and I thought that was pretty cool.
And tell you the truth, about 5 months ago, Natural Selection 2 was the shit. It was everywhere. On YouTube, everyone was doing Let's Plays and all that. From 5 months ago to now, I hadn't even heard of it anymore.
Well, be that as it may, I'm looking forward to it.
I think that'll be neat. I mean, that's what he says. Check out the video. Well, Red Dog is sure. Yeah, that's neat. It'll be interesting. Now, is it a Unity game?
No. It is using, I believe, a heavily modified source engine.
Very, very heavily modified.
So it will have really sweet hats.
Yes. And I think that's about time to shuffle that dead horse we call our Steam Linux update of the week.
Yeah, the smell is almost unbearable, so close us out for the segment.
So, coming up next, the regular news.
Uncomfortably long pause.
Oh, yeah.
And welcome back to the news. Did you miss us? I hope you didn't. But here we are again. I guess it's not your lucky day. What do we have up first, J-Man?
Well, Nvidia has some new drivers coming down the pipe.
Ooh.
319.32. And the big deal here is that it's adding support for the GTX 760 and 720M.
Well, the reason I kind of threw this to you is because it's something I want. Unfortunately, neither of us run calculators.
No, we have real computers.
Yes, and as having real computers, this is great. I like, maybe it's a little bit faster. I've not noticed it. If it's negligible, I'm guessing it's there.
It has some bug fixes for Doom 3 and some other stuff.
Didn't see anything.
Nothing really stands out aside from the new hardware support.
But, man, I am genuinely looking towards picking up two of those 760s.
I'm looking forward to when the 670s start price dropping and I can pick up another 670 superclock on the cheap.
That'd be nice. Anything to say about this fantastic development?
I just,
Other than
the
despair,
whole fix the bug that caused OpenGL programs to crash when __GL_ Doom 3 environment variable was set. That one is... Do they still have problems running the GL version of Doom 3? Well, not anymore. But, come on! How long has that been around?
Go ahead. Something I do want to touch on.
I'm sure you have something more to say about our next story, don't you?
Well, just something before we screech on to that.
Before we screech.
Is, performance-wise, what do you think we're at, J-Man? What do you have, a 5... No, you have a 680?
I have a 670 superclocked with 4 gigs of graphics RAM.
Awesome sauce. And I got a pair of 560s. Even on my minuscule little system, there's still nothing that makes it blink at 1080p.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, my video card will slaughter anything that you send at it. It's retarded.
Brilliant. But since we're talking about calculators...
Yes.
Actually, well, this is not for calculators.
This is kind of big news, isn't it?
Yep. The Radeon DRM Next patches have been released for version 3.11, and mostly what this does is add support for the Radeon 8000 series, which is the Sea Islands architecture. You can find most of the 8000 series AMD graphics chips are currently in the A10 APUs. Like, Jordan, don't you have an A10 APU?
Yeah, but mine's 67 or 66 or 6770 or something like that.
It's still one of the old series. But yeah, the new ones.
Sorry, no. It was the 7660. That's what it was. 7660.
Yeah, it's still one of the old series. The new ones are shipping with the. I think it's the 5800 and the 6800. Yeah,
86 something or other. The performance gains on the 7660 are minimal, so I don't really feel the need to upgrade.
But they add support for dynamic power management and the mode setting, 3D, compute, UVD, and some ASPM support as well for the Southern Islands architecture only. And I actually ran through the whole thing, see if there was any added bonuses for people with non-8K cards, and apparently there isn't. It's just added support for that.
So,
And personally,
Pedro, is it still a good thing, though?
it is a good thing, and I'm actually hoping that the open source drivers support 3D acceleration the same way the proprietary drivers do, because I'd drop FGLRX so fast there'd be a virtual crater where it was lodged.
Sweet. And Maddie in the chat room, I think Linus spoke well to how well Nvidia has been supporting Linux. In stereo. There you go. Some of that. Up next.
We got more bundles of Humble.
Yeah.
We got a
Are you
Humble
at
weekly
the Humble?
sale for Shank and Shank 2
Every
and
week.
something
Well,
called
hang on.
Eats.
Every week except for weeks they decide for like 2 weeks at a time that there's no sale. But every week.
They're just flying by the seat of their pants at this point. Every week there's a new bundle, and every week I just go, really?
There's Shank, Shank 2, and Nope.
Eats. Yeah, so if you already
Yeah.
don't own Shank or Shank 2,
How?
shame on you. You should go into the corner and sit there and think about what you've done. But if in case you're one of those crazy people who haven't gotten this yet, you can pick this up for whatever the hell you want. Toss them a penny, toss them a few schbucks. But I'm not impressed.
Oh, look! A Mageia Linux user is not the top-rated donor this week.
Linux
Oh,
We have an
plus
anonymous.
Bitcoins. Yeah.
And Linux plus Bitcoin, yeah.
You know, this is one thing that I'm not going to fault if you look back at the Pac-Man shot, which is Windows,
Oh, yeah.
which is throwing a whopping 1.5 quid at the situation. Yeah.
$2.30.
We still have,
We're still
as
beating them.
always, the highest average, but the highest
Yep.
average of, no. But I understand, because we all have these games at this point. Correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Rectamundo.
But that's still available, and you'll probably have at least 2 days, depending on when I get Morris, up and in gear, and publish this if you're watching it on the YouTubes. We still love you.
Not really.
No. Let's get story about this. Resident Minecraft. Honestly, I'm surprised that you were able to pull Notch's dick out of your mouth long enough to comment on this.
Well, yeah, I like Minecraft, but
You know,
That's not
Pedro's a
what
fan
this
of the
is.
Swedish meatballs. Leave him alone.
this actually, Gustavo, one of our chat realm members, which is not here tonight, unfortunately.
Denizens.
Yeah, he was the one who brought this up, and this is StarMade. It's a Minecraft-inspired 3D sandbox space shooter. Okay, I like Minecraft. I do. I think it's a wonderfully done game, and I think the retro graphics do help the atmosphere a bit. But something about this particular game, even though the graphics are screaming Minecraft left and right, it's something about it's not selling it for me.
Everyone watching, this is actually the videos on the website.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
did.
It's a video for
Down-
ants.
It needs to be at least 3 times the size of this.
Yes.
And yeah, what I got from this game is that we're getting closer and closer to Mojang's 10 to the C, which is basically
Yes.
what this game is trying to be.
You know what Notch's new game is? It's Assembly, the game. So Ven's gonna love it.
Yeah,
Let's pull that ASM out and let's rock and roll. But yeah, this is just Minecraft with money in space. I gave this about 20 minutes, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but apparently there's another Minecraft-inspired game coming down the pipe.
Apparently, yeah, it's they're dropping like flies this week.
By inspired,
This
don't
one-
you mean done poorly?
Minecraft
Yeah.
ripping off. I was being polite. I can stop being polite. But
So
Pedro,
this
go
one
on.
is still in pre-alpha, and it's called That Squared. You can find it on indiedb.com/game/That Squared. And once again,
Pew pew pew.
there it is, the screenshot. It's Minecraft. It's a dungeon
With
crawler
guns.
FPS with Minecraft graphics.
Minecraft guns.
So it's kind of like Minecraft without the voxels, but trying to look like that with the cell shading animation with the standard dungeon crawler that's supposed to be a first-person shooter but doesn't work in any capacity possible.
Yep, pretty much.
Breathe, then.
And-
Breathe.
I have big lungs.
And okay, since people seem to like the Portuguese rage, here's a bit of it. Drop the
Ooh.
goddamn Minecraftian graphics already. We get it. Notch made a ton of money out of it. You are not Notch. You're not Notch. Drop it.
Notch.
I'm sorry,
This
Pedro.
game-
All I could hear was.
This game, if they had decided to go with the grittier, more realistic look to it, I'd be all over it.
No, I like the
All
idea. I mean,
over it.
it's a first-person shooter. Well, as a dungeon crawler. Concept.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it could work really well. And
Yep.
like I said, grittier, more realistic look. I'd be
More
all over that.
brown.
You-
Like-
so, like, grittier, nastier. We should make it look like Paula Deen.
Heyo.
Touche. Touche.
Needs more butter.
But yeah, no. Unfortunately, they decided to go with Minecraft type graphics. So good luck with you guys. Good luck with that.
Well, a terribly unfortunate naming of the game.
Yeah.
Dead
Yeah,
Squared.
that kind of stems from the graphics they chose. So
Let's
Yeah.
see the pew pew. I mean, this would actually be fun if they'd pulled it off with a Minecraft mod.
yeah, if it was a Minecraft mod, maybe.
But, something that looks like this, I don't know. I don't want to say anything negative, so I'm just going to shut up.
I think I've said negative enough for the three of us.
Any
Well,
thoughts?
you know what? I think I'll be the arbiter between you two extremes, and I'll sit in between your two positions.
All right, give it to me, love.
All right, so this is also from IndieDB.com, and this is a game called In Between, and in the style of VVVVV and Gravy, now called something else.
I heard V was codename for hipster.
This is yet another platformer where you run around and you can control gravity, or at least how gravity affects you. I like the introduction, though. You sort of go through the credits as you recover. That was kind of neat.
J-Man,
But yeah,
J-Man,
it basically plays like VVVV, except you can change the axis of gravity 4 ways instead of 2.
didn't this game already get made? And it was called And Yet It Moves.
Yes, there are many games like this that allow you to change the context of gravity. And Yet It Moves was a bit different because you control the entire level. But
well,
Yeah.
instead of flipping the world, this one flips the player. That is
exactly,
the
but
only
again,
thing I could find
this
that
is similar to how
differentiates.
works.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
true.
like a simplified version of the final levels of Limbo. They also had the gravity and control things.
Yeah, lots of platformers that have been sort of adopting this gimmick. I think maybe that needs to be given a bit of a rest.
Yeah, but to be fair,
You liked
it's a
it.
puzzle platformer.
It looks nice. I'll give it that. I like the atmosphere of it.
Yeah, and it's a puzzle platformer. I did nope out of it like 2 minutes in. So
And you know what?
kudos.
It's free. So
Yep.
check it out on indiedb.com. Links in the show notes. But finally, from American McGee, makers of Alice, comes a game that I thought was a video game tie-in game. Video game tie-in for another movie called Oh Zombie.
Or as I like
But
to call it, we
kinda
could
glad
not
it isn't.
option the rights to Alice
But
from
apparently
EA.
this is a dark adaptation of Frank L. Baum's The Wizard of Oz.
Jordan, do you know what I'm not going to do?
What are you going to do?
know what I'm not going to do.
What you're not going to melt after I pour water on you?
Die. I'm not going to play this video because instead of having any gameplay or anything like that, this is like some weird shtick about explaining how they couldn't get the rights to Alice and men dressed up in costumes. And I was like, all right.
Yeah, there is a bit of that.
There's a whole lot of like 7 minutes of that, and that's all there is.
But it's from the mind of American McGee, that wonderfully named guy.
The guy who brought us such beautiful things as, what's that wonderful nickel and dimer that was just released, Pedro, on Steam?
Oh, Akaniro, Demon Hunters.
Yes, Spicy Horse.
Yep.
Yeah.
So apparently,
they have a Kickstarter going, actually.
Yeah.
They want $950,000.
Yeah. I mean, they'll probably get it.
You know, I got that lying around under the couch, I think, if I dig through the mattresses or the
Jordan, get real with me for a minute. But you got to appreciate what originally happened with the first Alice, based on the Quake 3 engine.
Yep.
That was a fantastic game. Love the reimagination.
Never actually played it, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, Pedro.
I beat it all the way through.
Now, what do you think this treatment's going to happen like with Oars?
Okay. The first Alice, the first American McGee's Alice,
we all know the second one was shit.
Yeah, the second one was shit. But if they managed to recapture that spirit that they had with the first game, and they really captured it, it was freaking awesome. If they managed to capture that with Ozzombie, okay, yeah, definitely.
I think Oz was a lot more inherently dark. Or at least overtly dark than Alice in Wonderland, though. So
yeah, most children's tales are inherently dark.
Quid is a trip to Nope and
to Shanghai.
Brilliant! I'm going there.
Brilliant. But yeah, Zombie. If you're interested, toss them some money. They got a fairly unrealistic goal, but they got a little over a month to go.
Well, I'll say in all fairness, they have delivered on Linux ports, period.
They have delivered on Linux ports, and they use OpenSUSE's build service, which they should just give you the RPMs and not tell you to install a repository that breaks.
And I would like to see this game come to fruition, even though it's a bit high, but it might take a year or two before we see the end results. But I'm betting I'll be playing this before I play Carmageddon.
Oh!
Probably, yeah. Those guys are taking a long time.
I just wanted to get this out of my system before we close out the news.
All right, so now that that's out of your system, I think that about wraps up our news section. Coming up next, we throw some chairs. Some sparkly, sparkly chairs.
At possibly the best game ever made.
Well, I don't know about these two clowns to my left and to my right, but we're coming up upon my favorite part of the week, and that's when we throw some lawn chairs at some computer games. And this archaic, arcane, bizarre system is based on a scale of 4 lawn chairs.
Oh, really?
Which beckons our chair explanation.
Tell us
now,
about 'em.
I need you to keep this really straight because it's super complicated. One chair means that it's really, really bad.
One's no.
Two chairs means that it's all right.
Mm-hmm.
3 chairs means that it's good. And 4 chairs means, I can't control myself. This game is so good. But we have 4 categories that we apply this 4-chair metric to. And that's mixed with the working. Does it run? How easy is it to get it running? Did we have any issues? How did we solve these issues? We got shiny and sounds, which is how shiny is it? And does it sound pretty? We got controls. How does a game play? Does it play well? And finally, our final subjective category, fun. Is it fun? Did you enjoy yourself?
So
Or
it's
did
like
you
fun
despise
question?
every second you spent staring at the screen while playing this horrific excuse for a so-called game?
Well,
But remember, then the key thing to remember is we are three different guys.
who hits microphones?
Yeah, I gotta hit that microphone. We are three different guys
Spank it.
on three different sets of hardware, running two different operating systems. We got Fedora, we got Ubuntu, and then we got Minty. So, this week's game is Secret of the Magic Crystals by Artery Studios. Their website is arterystudios.com. Game runs Unity. It's $4.99 and available on Steam. So, I gotta say, now that this pony-tastic game is in our little clutches, let's make the throwing of the chairs. Fen! Did it work?
Oh, man. Did it work? All right. Did it work? This is a very fair question. I bought this game on my mobile, on the tablet, thinking, to the Steam app, try it. I like to support anybody who takes the trouble to put their game on Linux. Fair enough. Imagine my surprise, nay, shock, when I arrived home. Not only had it already installed itself, it had launched, and it had named my first pony. His name is Mr. Glue. So through that magical words escape me. Oh, 4 chairs.
Ooh.
Gotta give it 4 chairs, J-Man. Or are you going to say, oh, just be honest.
Ponies! 4 chairs.
4 chairs.
4 chairs.
I mean, just, wow, look at it.
Ponies!
Ponies. Fire ponies.
Fire
And-
ponies.
Not just ponies.
Unicorns!
Unity ponies.
Half-Life
Guess
3
what?
confirmed.
Yeah, and I get 4 chairs, man. 4 chairs.
4 chairs just for making with the working. But what do we have up next, Jay?
We got our Shiny and Sounds category. But then, I hear you had some vomit you needed to clean up.
Well, let's be honest. We got to be perfectly honest. The gold standard for any game that you've ever played is, without question, Hello Kitty Island Adventure. Can I get
For sure.
No,
Yeah.
no, definitely.
Yeah.
No questions asked.
I don't even know why I said that. Public consensus. I mean, it's done. But, yeah, this barfing rainbows. Trust me, it's there. It's a real thing. There's no point of even talking about how shiny it is. Look at it. Ponies. Unicorn ponies. Enslavement ponies. Yes, it's brilliant. So, at the end of the day, the sounds, yes, there might be sounds, but my mind was blown by the awesomeness. 4 chairs. Brilliant.
Ponies! Ponies! 4.
Didn't see that coming.
It's so sparkly. I mean, and the sounds, the sparkles, they sound so sparkly. 4 chairs.
4 chairs. No down. Now, this is, I believe, kind of subjective because it's the controls. Yes, the controls. Something you might need to think about before purchasing a game. Yes.
If you were any other game.
Technically, you need to use your wireless gerbil to control the game, but I'm not fooled for a second. It's reading my mind! And clearly, when I say this, I don't jest in the slightest. There's no way the pony brushing could be so accurate. Unless it was in my brain
I
organ.
lost hours.
I know what you mean. It's
their manes are just so majestic.
It is almost just grip 4 chairs.
Oh no! I'm sorry. I'm sort of flashing back to brushing that pony's mane.
Brush. And by that you mean a penis. But go ahead.
Well, that too. It's a boy horse, so. But yeah, I'm gonna give it 4 horse brushes out of 4 horse brushes.
Brilliant.
okay. Who needs controls? I mean, the game looks awesome, and it's just so responsive. 4 chairs.
4 chairs?
Yeah.
That responsive? All right. J-Man, I think that's going to take us down to the fun category.
No, I'm sorry, what?
Fun. Get the fun.
Yeah.
Oh, fun. Then was it fun?
We got to make it with the fun here. Well, all right. Let's just be honest with you. This is the type of game that comes once in a generation. And by once in a generation, I mean exactly what I said previously. Weren't you listening? It's brilliant. You got ponies, you got unicorns, you have brushing, and you have really androgynous little children running around, which I'm sure pedophiles will love. But it's still awesome. It's brilliant. And you can't touch this with a restraining order. 4 chairs. Right there for our only subjective category. Mixed with the brushing. It's brilliant. You, sir.
Oh, I had a blast. I could not contain myself. I was rolling on the ground, foaming at the mouth. So really regular Saturday morning.
Yeah,
but
what did you do?
This time there were ponies. They were sparkly. Their manes and their tails were majestic, and I watched them eat apples. It was so pretty. Can't help myself.
Give it a chance.
Whatever. How many? The maximum number of chairs.
That would be 4 chairs.
This blew my mind.
Mind blown, but he's Canadian, so
Fun? How dare you question the fun? It's 4 chairs worthy. 4.
the awesomeness of this
Let
game
it
has
out,
apparently
Pedro.
crushed
We're here for you.
Pedro.
The ponies have brought out the best in us, and we're united in friendship.
But
Cry.
well, let it out. But don't
Please,
think
Master,
negative.
I've been a good boy.
Do not think
more.
negative. Do not think negative of the
Think
secret
happy thoughts.
of the magic.
Think happy
crystals.
thoughts.
Because in all fairness, Rubik's cubes make Pedro cry uncontrollably as well.
As this slight pollution in the air, so
Yeah, this is true, but
I do have sensitive eyes, so.
you know, I think at the end of the day,
especially after I've poked them so many times.
with the categories, we've covered that. Chair explanation. Shut up and take our monies, because it is perfect.
This is a
And it's
masterpiece.
only £5.
$5 on Steam.
$5.
Couldn't think of a better game, better deserving of this.
This publisher is going places.
Yep.
The best pony brushing simulator with unicorns based on Unity that runs on Linux, available currently.
No questions asked, no quarter given.
Hard to argue with facts. It's going to do it for the review, though.
Yeah, coming up next, we're going to crack open our mailbox and read some of
mean
your hate mail live on air.
So, you guys like to scream in our direction. Let's say we scream back in yours every now and again. Would you like that? Vin, do you think they'd like that?
I don't know. Sounds a bit non-religious and non-kinky to me.
I think it's perfect. I think it's LGC material right there. So, our first one, actually, this week, comes from... Okay, Mark B. And he wants to comment on the live show. Just wanted to say that last night was my first time making it to the live recording. I normally catch it on the tubes. I really enjoyed watching, but had to leave to catch some sleep before the after show, and as it was 6 a.m. here. Hey, my time. I have been watching your show about 1.5 years, and it keeps getting better and better. Keep up the great work. P.S. I loved it so much, I made a one-time donation of $35. Need to get that Mexican a new mic. Sorry, Pedro. Hi.
You know, the sad thing is we actually used that money to buy the Mexican a mic, but unfortunately you're in Portugal, and you have no mic.
Yes.
Thoughts?
But...
Well, we only need, $100 more, and then we can do it.
Right, and completely get raped on our conversion system.
Yeah.
Because somebody decided to go to euros.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's... The conversion...
Fun bucks.
Yeah. But...
At the end
in
of the
all
day,
seriousness,
Mark, thanks, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Very much.
Brilliant. So, I don't have a fucking clue what this guy's on about. J-Man, you want to take this one?
I like how you skate over the explicit tag on iTunes. And
You
this
know
is
what?
from Mark.
Fuck the police.
Mark, fuck, shit, cock, ass, titties, boner, bitch, muff, pussy, cock, butthole. Worst of all, Barbara Streisand.
Cunt-ass, fuck shit, twat, cock, donkey raping, midget prolapse sucking, Stallman ogler.
And now, for your George Carlin moment, the 7 words you cannot say on television. Shit, piss, fuck, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, tits.
Tits
Bro.
is harmless.
You can say teats on television if you're on at 5 a.m. and talking about cows. Tits, not so much.
Tits.
So, it doesn't come surprisingly. Yeah, we try to keep it PG-13, except when we don't.
Don't.
Yeah.
Yep.
You gotta deal with us. With 3 mad men with the box, we say that at the beginning of the damn show. So, keep that in mind. Next time you wrap your brain organ around Linux Gamecast Weekly. Jonathan, I think you got a question for Massus Fang.
When
Oh,
I
yes.
say bucks, do I mean Australian dollars or US dollars? Yes.
Brilliant! Next question.
Brilliant! Oh, a true Linux MOBA from Steven.
What's
It's
a MOBA?
Steven. It's a MOBA. It's a multiplayer online battle arena.
Is it like Fight Club?
It's kind of like, Awesome Knots and Dota 2 and Heroes of New Earth.
Oh, so
Yeah.
it's a perfect example of 14-year-olds being able to scream disparaging remarks about each other's mothers. And their
Pretty
penis
much.
sizes.
Yeah.
All right, just clear that up. Go ahead.
But it's one on Linux.
It's coming to Linux.
And he says, it's Steven, and I just wanted to touch base and let you know that my team and I are currently in development of our newest project, McGee's. McGee's is a multiplayer online battle arena for iOS, Android, Windows, Mac, and Linux. You are placed in your own custom-built mech in order to battle in online arenas, including Capture the Flag, King of the Hill, base destruction, team bosses, deathmatch, and free-for-all. McGee's is currently in alpha with a scheduled release of December 2013. It'll be free to play. It'll be a free-to-play game with non-game altering purchasable items. I can't speak English tonight. We are currently seeking backing by gamers. And he gives us the website, which Ben is currently showing. mckeys.circleboxstudios.com.
Looks neat.
It looks like, a multiplayer virtual on from the Saturn games.
I had to, wipe some of your virtual spooge off the comments in the show notes, man.
Yeah, I mean...
Why is this such a big thing? Right.
Virtual on. Yes! Oh, God. Yeah.
Make some sense out of this, J-Man.
Behold, PG-13.
I need a new pair of jeans now.
Go towel yourself off, man.
So that's the thing. One thing I do want to note, 2 Kickstarter projects, I did write them back. Now I'm going to give you a link to the Kickstarter. You can find that on your own accord. There's this big, bold lettered thing that says, guys, if you get a Kickstarter, send us an alpha. I don't care if it's prototype, NDA, whatever you want. Then we'll plug your Kickstarter. If you have nothing, not, zero, we're not going to do it. But we'll give you a mention if you take the time to do it. But it's not often that we get to say our favorite ex-NASA employee turned game developer
Oh, yes.
writes us a message, and his name's Terry Welsh, but he does again to mention the retro booster on the Greenlight Super show. So what's he got to say about this? Well, he writes, I'm not sure how much this interests you. It's not strictly Linux, but it's pretty cool. Just the same, the Greenlight Super show is this Saturday, June 29th on twitch.tv. It's a giant 13-hour showcase of games looking to boost their Steam Greenlight campaigns. It will consist mostly of gameplay. Retro Booster snagged the 10:30 p.m. slot Eastern Time, which sadly conflicts with LGC Weekly. You won't have Mogumbund or whatever that is.
Magumbo.
To kick around
Look at
this
those
week.
Magumbos.
Right. But it is available. It's going to be on Twitch TV, and that's why we mentioned it last. Make sure that nobody was watching that while they were watching Linux Gamecast Weekly. But, as you said, it is available on Twitch.tv, so you can click on that and scratch over that rewind button. We'll probably actually have the note timestamp in the notes. You think it might be a good idea?
Yeah, I think it'd be good.
Yeah?
I mean, it's not every day we get an ex-NASA employee that actually likes our show, so.
Yeah. That's high class.
Yep.
Brilliant it
Brilliant.
is. So, at the end of the day, maybe we should just, what am I thinking about doing? Something.
I don't know, but it's kind of quiet in here.
Let's cue that music.
Cue the music.
Where are you at, J-Man?
Well, you can check us out at linuxgamecast.com/podcast. We got our RSS feeds there. We got youtube.com/linuxgamecast, where we got all our videos. We got some LGC players of Oregon Trail coming out, so check that out.
That's going to be fun, man. We
Oh,
also
yes.
have this business with the Facebook. Selling better, Pedro.
Oh, yeah, we have
Yeah.
Facebook.
If you have a Facebook page, drop us a like there to
Our
keep
new
up to
web
date
zone.
with our updates. And if you could, leave a like on that picture right there, since Miss Nori-chan, my girlfriend, she made us. It's the Linux Gamecast crew, and we look pretty damn sweet in it.
So, you can always find us here every week, 9 p.m. EDT.
Live.
On Linux Gamecast. Check out our chat, not the chat room, in
Freenode.
Twitch, but on the Freenode. That's what you're seeing right here. Check them out.
Hash
They're
LGC
brilliant.
Weekly.
We love them, but as always, I'm Vin Stone, cleverly disguised at Vin Stone on the Twitter nets, plus Vin Stone on the G+.
I am some guy who's at the Burning Fool on Twitter and plus Jordan Svung on Google+.
And I am the resident slave worker, Mexican, whatever you want to call it. And you can find me at unaccounted for on Twitter or plus Permateus on Google+.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Let's kick it.
Cheers, guys.